share, give you a sharing, right? Yeah, you can share your screen, Kriti.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. So this is yesterday we did a high availability architecture
Yeah.
with load balancer. Correct now?
Yeah.
Right? High availability architecture with load balancer. So let's today we are going to understand the another service in Azure which is very widely used by the people, and that service is called a storage service. Okay.
Okay.
So just open a new paintbrush, go to maybe a home and create a new blank MS Paint. Go to file menu.
Oh
New,
yeah, there's here. You told me. No, but that's paste for the file menu.
hit save. Yeah. Okay. So what we are going to store in a storage? Any idea, Priti?
Our data.
Data. Very good.
Yeah.
So it means that the most important part you have to now learning is the data architecture. Okay. Just type here data architecture in Azure. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I have to delete that. And let me click first here, and then I'm going to say, yeah. Now we can type data architecture in Azure. Good. Now, do you know, Priti, there are two kind of a data. One which is called a structured data. One which is called unstructured data.
Structured and unstructured. Yeah.
Yeah. So here, just type unstructured data, and on another side you type a structured data.
Hope I spell it right.
Good.
Yeah.
Now the unstructured data, again there are two kind of a data. This is not related to cloud, it is a general one. Okay.
Okay.
And a structured data is also a two kind of a data. For example, in a structured data, you have a general data and a big data. So type here general, or maybe you can type better you can type just type file data, and on this side you type a big data. You heard this word big data?
Yeah, I have because there's a field that you can go to.
Yeah, so big data is a big bird now, right?
Yeah, I know.
So type the file data and then the big data. Then the structured data is again a two kind of a data. One
Yeah.
is called relational data. One is called non-relational data.
It's non or unrelational.
Non-relational. Or you can say no SQL data. Better.
Mm,
You can call it non-relational. You can call it no SQL. All are same. Good.
yeah.
So this is how the whole architecture works. When you are playing with the data, no matter you are playing in a cloud, no matter you are playing non-cloud, no matter are you playing as a data analyst, no matter are you going to play as a Azure architect, AWS architect, Google architect, okay? You are a SQL guy, you are a Oracle guy. This is all, this is a very common fundamental everyone has, right?
I like SQL. It's a good language.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a common fundamental and this is a common architecture, right? So now you have the relational and the non-relational. So to store the relational data in Microsoft Azure, you have a service which is called disk. Okay, hard disk. Right? So your laptop
So
also
that's
have a
only
hard
on
disk.
the
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's only on the file data or
That only store the
what
file data.
file data. Okay.
Okay. Then you have something which is called as a blob, and then if you have a very bigger data, then you have something called data lake. Which all two service?
Oh,
File data was is stored by a geo disk. So all the virtual machine which you created, you get a hard disk, right?
okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that hard disk basically contains your file data, not a big data.
Yeah.
Okay? But to have a big data, you need a blob, or if you have a pretty big data, means in a
Mhm.
petabyte, okay, then you need a data lake storage. Okay?
That makes sense because it's big data.
Yeah,
It's
it's
big.
a big data. Now, in a relational data, you have something which you can store in a cloud that is called Microsoft SQL Server. Okay,
Yeah.
we call it MS SQL.
MSSQL.
Okay, if you have a non-relational data, you are going to store the data in a service called Cosmo DB. Get the understand the whole service now?
Yeah.
This blob or data lake, MS SQL or Cosmo DB, all are storing a data, but a different purpose, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So if you
Yeah.
have to store a very huge movie, multimedia movie like Bahubali,
Mhm.
then you have to use either blob or a data lake.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have to save your MS Paint file, then you have to use your local hard disk, right? That is enough to store the data. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, no matter are you using disk, are you using blob, are you using data lake, are you using MS SQL, are you using Cosmo DB, in a background there is a one service which provide all these services. That service is called as an Azure a storage. So what is the name of the service? It's Azure a storage. Azure storage. This is a service which is running in a background, which provide you to store your data, no matter it's a SQL database, it's a data lake, or it's a Cosmo DB. Okay, so you can use the Azure storage to store any kind of a data in a background. Okay, now you have to remember, when we are doing an architecture, there are four principles of an architecture. Okay, what is the principle number one? Cost. What is the principle number two? Security. Correct. What is the
Yeah.
principle number two? Three, high availability, or you can say that availability of your service, right? If you design very good, but if this is not available, then there is no use, right? Third is management, how easy it is to manage for the customer, right? So these are the four trade-offs of any design. So we can call it four trade-offs of any design. No matter how wonderful you are creating a service in Azure, but if any of them are failed, so let's say for example you design a service, but that is very costly for the customer is not going to use that, correct? Right? If you design any service which can easily hack by the hacker, customer is not going to use that, so there is no point of creating that design, right? So when we are using a storage, okay, we have to understand the cost and the performance. Okay, so cost and performance. So your storage account come in a two format. It give you a two option to select from. Option one, are you going to select the premium storage? Are you going to select the a standard storage? So a storage is again come in a two format. So you have a two kind of a hard disk, Anju, sorry, Priti. One hard disk is called magnetic hard disk. Nowadays you heard about the new term which is called SSD hard disk. Have you heard that? Yes.
SSD.
Yes.
Yeah.
So SSD hard disk is basically a premium hard disk.
Mhm.
So either you can use the premium disk, or you can say a premium storage, or you can use the a standard.
Standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you select the standard, you are basically compromising the performance, but you are going to save the cost. Oh, hold on. So let me click it again. Premium storage, or you have another one which is called a standard storage. So standard storage by default cheaper,
Yes.
right? So if you select as a customer, I need a standard storage, you are cheaper. So you have a less cost, but what is the problem? You have a
There's going to be
less
the
performance,
security.
right?
Yeah.
Because this will run slow, correct?
Yeah.
So you have a less performance, you have a less. So this is the problem when we are using But if you worry about the cost, then use the this is a premium is high cost but with greater performance, right? So are you going to select a hard disk or a storage for your SQL server or your Cosmo DB or your blog or your data lake? You have to careful that are you looking for a great performance or are you looking for a okay performance, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it means that when we are selecting a storage, what we are selecting? We are selecting whether it is a premium or whether it is a storage. Now the second important point is high availability, right? Because I am storing my data. What will happen if my data is goes down? If the storage itself is goes down, because a storage is still a hardware, right? In a background,
Yeah.
right? No, right? It can be goes down. So to ha- to help you as a customer, Microsoft is having a multiple method to secure your data. So they say that I have something called a replication methodology to make your data highly available. One is called LRS, local replication service. What we call it? L
Nice.
LRS, local replication service. In a local replication service, what Microsoft is going to say that I am going to create the 3 copy of your data in same data center. So whenever you store a file or folder or any image, actually it create in a background 3 copy of it, but in a same data center. So what is going to do? 3 copy of data in same data center. Okay. Then it will give you something which is called GRS. In a GRS, it again create the 3 copy only, but all 3 copy are in 3 different data centers. Okay. So whenever you store a file in Azure storage and your storage is a GRS storage, then it is going to create 3 copy of your data in all 3 data center in that availability zone, right? 3 copy of data in different data center in availability zone. Good. But some customers say that what happen if all 3 data center goes down? So let's say for example, my all 3 data center in North Virginia, right? And there is a war happen between 2 country, and there is some kind of a bombing happen. So might be the whole city goes down, right? Or might be earthquake come. So earthquake means it is coming to whole city, right? Not to one
Yeah.
particular region, right? Now, so in that case, what will happen if all 3 goes down? Then for that, Microsoft is given another option that is called GRS. GRS means it is going to make you a zone redundant. So it is going to create a data in multiple data center. So you have again 3. You have again 3 plus another 3. So what it does, it going to create 6 copy, 3 in 3 different availability zone and 3 in 3 different region itself. 3 copy in 3 data center in same AZ, same availability zone, plus another 3 copy in another data center and another copy in another data center. Correct?
Mhm.
Right? So you have a lot of options. So it means that when you store a file, let's say I have selected a ZRS. Okay. So it means that in case of ZRS, I have a 3 different data center in East US region. So when I create or save a file will get replicated to all 3 data center. So one copy will be here, one copy will be here, one copy will be here. So for an example, in this case, if one data center is down, you can get the access of another file. So let's say for an example, this is your primary file and these two are copy files. Okay? Copy of file, copy of file. Good. So in case if the primary data center down, in case if primary data center down, then you can access the copy of your data of your file from second data center. Got that understanding now?
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's say I am a customer. I say that
Mhm.
when I have a 3 copy, okay, is it
Mhm.
possible that without shutting down the data center, can I access the copy of my file from another data center? Why so? Because I am living in the a specific region in a city where this data
Mhm.
center is very close.
Mhm.
Possible?
Yeah. And
See, all data center are in different city, right? Maybe this
yeah.
is this is 12 kilometer away, this is 18 kilometer away, or this might be a 24 kilometer away. Okay. But
Mhm.
currently my office is just near here. One of my office is here also.
Mhm.
Correct. So my
Yeah.
head office is here, but my branch office is also in a just near to that particular data center. So for me,
Mhm.
accessing the data will be much faster from here rather than here. Correct?
Yeah.
True? Right? So is it
Yeah.
possible I can use I can access the data from this data center by the people who is locating in this specific branch? Then Microsoft said
Yeah.
that yes, I have
Yeah.
another option for you, which is called ZRS read access, or
What is the ZRS? Full the full name for that?
It's a geo redundant storage. Geo
Azure?
means geo, geo.
Zero,
G-E-O.
zero redundant. Okay, redundant. Okay.
So one is local, one is zone, one is geo. Geo means different region.
And it's also RS is the uh, redundancy service, or
Read access.
okay.
It's only a read only copy. Okay. Read only copy. So it means that the people who are in other branch can access my file, but they cannot modify the file.
Mm.
Modification can only happen at primary data center.
Primary. Okay.
Understood now, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Now these
And
all are,
they can have the copy and they can
yeah, exactly, exactly.
read and see, but they cannot make any modification. Okay, I got
Yes,
it.
they cannot change that, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So these are the options available from availability point of view, correct? Now
Yeah.
from a security point of view, it says that you have a multiple option to secure your data stored in the storage. So what are the options they are going to give you? First, they say that you can access the storage using a key. So they call it as an key base access. So what is the first thing you have?
Basics.
Key based access. Anyone who has a key, they can only access that. If you do not have a key, you cannot access my data.
Mm.
Okay. Second, they say that SAS based. SAS means shared access signature. In a SAS based, we can define SAS based access by URL or key. So I will give you either a URL or a key, and in that, when you accessed my data using that URL or a key, we have defined whether you have a read access, write access, modify access, delete access, and even I can define how long this particular URL is going to work.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you do not use that URL for a specific time, the URL will expire. I can also
Yeah.
define that from which IP this URL can be accessed. That is called SAS based access by the URL and key. Next thing which you can define here
Okay.
is
And
called,
if they give you a key, would that
yeah,
key be what is like? Is that key be usable for 2 times or only 1 time?
you can also define that one. Okay. So for an
Okay.
example, I give you a key.
Yeah.
So that key might be expired after one time of usage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can set it to see if it expires after one use, or I can have multiple use with the same key.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you have a storage based access where you can define that people have to access your whole storage or only the data which is stored there, whether they can access anonymously, or whether they have to use username and password. Okay. So that is called a storage based access. Then you can also encrypt the data which is inside the storage with your encryption key. So these all point we have something called security point of view. Okay. Got that? Right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
from the management perspective, they say that you have a two-way to access your storage. Number one, you can access by login to the portal through portal. So anyone who is good in Azure, they can use that using a portal. But many people are not aware about Azure. For that, we have a something which is called as a storage client. So I've been installed the client in their laptop, and through that client, they will access the storage. Correct? So once again, let me go through top. Data can be unstructured data, can be unstructured data. Unstructured data can be a file data, can be a big data. A structured data can be a relational, non-relational, and accordingly you have a different services available in Microsoft Azure. No matter where you are going to, which service you are going to use, all service in a background use the Azure storage. Okay, this Azure storage has a two kind of a storage availability. One is called a premium, which is very fast, good performance, and a standard, which cost you less and it has a less performance. Then you have a availability. So you have to choose from LRS, ZRS, GRS, GRS HA, RA, GRS RA. And then from security point of view, you have a key based, SAS based, a storage based. You can also encrypt your data. And from management, you can access the data using portal, and you can access the data using client. Clear so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's go back and create a storage account. So go back to the portal. Oh my God.
Mm.
Yeah. Set Azure.com. Yeah. Select the first one. Good. Go to the service and select a storage account.
Can we name anything like storage?
Yeah. Just only lowercase.
Mm.
Just use word TPCS because TPCS is a unique name. TPCS storage. Just give. So no space. Good. And then what you have to select now? Performance, standard or premium, correct?
Yeah, standard. Okay.
Okay, got that. So if you have a more money, you can select premium. If you have a less money, select a standard.
Standard. Yeah.
Then from replication side, drop down. Now you have a LRS,
ZRS or GRS.
ZRS. So let's create LRS first. Scroll down. Yeah, go ahead. Say next networking. Yeah. Then I can restrict from where this storage can be accessed Public means from anywhere in the globe. Public endpoint selected network means whatever the IP address you are going to give. Private means only through a VPN. Okay. So I say that public only. Then next, data protection. How you are going to protect the data? So what will happen if someone delete your data? So you can say that let's store this data for 7 days, 10 days, 500 days, 5 years. So clicks turn on soft delete of for a block. And minimum 7 days we can select. Maximum we can go up to 15 years. Okay, next. Then by default it enable all kind of a security for you, right? Go up, right? So your data by default, your whatever the data you are transferring to and from Azure, it is secure, right? Correct. So just
Yeah.
go ahead, review and create. In the meantime, it is created. Let's create one more. Give it a name, TPCS, HA storage,
All right.
HA, high availability storage. And then from a drop down, let's select, no, below from replication. Let's select geo redundant. Below one, no, below one. Geo redundant and then HRS. Geo redundant. You get that? RA,
Uh,
RA, last one.
this one, okay.
So it's a geo redundant ZRS, right? Just say
Yeah.
review create because nothing we are going to change. So you created two storage account, one with the 3 local copy, right? And
Yeah.
one with the
One.
multiple copy in different data center.
Yeah.
Okay. So go back to your first storage is ready now.
How do I go back into it?
Click home. Go to storage account. Yes, your TPCS storage is ready. Click that one.
Mhm.
Good. Now you see that you have an option to create a container. Okay. So just click the container below. Is see there is a fourth thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that is called a blob container. Just click the container now. No. Go back. Plus container on top. Okay. Now just type here sales department. A small. In a storage, everything is small. Now, how many type of access we have? Three. Private means only you can access. Blob means only file can be accessed publicly. Container means whole storage can be accessed. Okay. So let's select the whole storage first. Third one. Yes. Click create now. Now you have created a storage. So click sales department. Now upload a file. You have a Azure training class. You just select that. Okay, just click upload. Now you have uploaded in a public container which can be accessed by everywhere, right? Just click this file now, a Geo Training Class 1. Now you get a URL. Copy the URL, paste in a browser. Now you can give this URL to anyone using WhatsApp, email, Facebook, Instagram, and when they click that, they get the whole file, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Why they are able to see the whole file without any username and password?
Because
Because your access level is container. Okay, go back to the Azure.
so as system container has no password or you cannot
Right, right.
anybody can access it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
anyone has a URL, they can access. Okay, go
Yeah.
back to the Azure now. Now the first one is Azure. I think you have to close the second one,
Yeah.
whatever is important. Hold on. Okay. So now you see why the people are able to access, because when you click this one, you see a change access level here, right?
Mhm.
So what is the currently access level?
Container.
What anyone can access, right?
In
What will
anyone
happen
can.
if you make it private? Then
I won't be able to see it when I have the URL pasted
yes,
there.
until unless you do not have a username and password or a
Yeah.
key, you cannot see that. So when you try to access that, it will be not accessible. It will say that sorry, this is does not exist, right?
File not found. Yeah.
Right? And when you again go and change the access level now, again change the access level to public.
Container.
Yeah, container. Click OK. Refresh the URL. Refresh the another tab which I have already opened.
This one.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Good. So this is
Yeah.
what you have seen, how the blob is created and how can we access that. Now let's check how many copy we have. Okay. So there you will have an option called properties. Able to see that?
Hmm.
Click the properties. So basically you have for each resource, you have only one URL. See that?
Yeah.
Good. Just watch it out. Now let's, if I have to, because now you have a three copy, right? But all are in a three different data center, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go to a Geo application, you will found that you have a locally redundant. So all your storage, all your data which you uploaded is exactly stored only in a,
Primary location.
there is no secondary location here, right?
Yeah.
It means that by any chance if this location is down, you cannot able to access your data, correct? Now let's
Yeah.
go back to the second storage. Second storage, we have a different option selected, right?
Yeah.
So when we come here, come to the properties, scroll down. What are you able to see now? Any difference?
Yeah.
Now you get something called
File
primary
system.
endpoint, right?
Secondary.
And
Yeah.
secondary. So what is the secondary endpoint? It is a read-only URL.
Mm.
Clear now,
Yeah.
right? And when you come to a geo replication, it will show you that you now have a two location,
Yeah.
US and West US. Okay, and who is a primary, who is secondary? So currently East US is primary and West US secondary. So if you want to anytime make the West US primary, you just have to say failover.
Mm.
Clear now,
Yeah.
right? So this is how you
So I
make
can
your
change
data.
the like the West USA to primary. I can do the failover, isn't it?
Yes, exactly,
Okay. Mm.
exactly, right? So this is the way you can go ahead and control your availability in Microsoft Azure. Is clear now?
Mm.
Understand the LRS, ZRS, GRS now?
Yeah.
Correct? So it means that you have a multiple copy as a customer. If you select, if you select a GRS and ZRS, then you have a two copy. One is primary, one is secondary.
Secondary. Yeah.
Correct? So you can
Yeah.
access your data anytime using either a primary or a secondary. Now here, let's create a container. Just let's create a container in this HA1. Create same. Maybe you can see IT department. Yeah, select container level access. Click create. Good. Now click the IT department and is just have a upload any file.
Can we do the same?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
same. Because this is a different storage. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, click upload. Now click the file. Right now you have a same. You can go ahead and use the URL. So what is this URL currently? It is primary or secondary?
That is primary.
Got it? Because by default it give you the primary URL, right?
Yeah.
What is this? Say EPCS
Storage.
storage blob core.windows. Now if you go back to your storage and if you come here in properties, you have now a two URL. So secondary URL is you have a new word called.
Secondary.
So what will happen if I access the same file? Still, I'm not sure it replicated or not, but if once it is replicated, what will happen? You just change this URL only. Okay, right? And when you press enter, you get the same picture, right?
Yeah.
Got that? So it means
Yeah.
that the people who are nearest to that data center, you give them this URL. The people who
Oh,
are
okay.
to the nearest to the primary data center, you can give him primary URL.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Even if the primary server down, primary data center down, still you are able to access your data using a secondary URL.
Secondary. Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Right? I hope it's clear now, right?
It's getting clear, but I have to probably watch the video again.
Okay. All good now, right? So let's
Yeah.
take a break today here only. We
Yeah.
are only going to now let's remove all services. I'm going to all resources, select everything, and I'm going to select delete. So tomorrow we will play with more storage more. Okay.
All right.
You understand so far availability?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now tomorrow we will see the security and other parameters.
All right. Thank you.
Chalo, bye.
Bye.
Anything else? Yeah, I think there are something which we have created. Let's say delete also. Say yes. Okay. Chalo. See you. Bye.
All right.